It's hot. It's molten and it's on its way to you. No, it's not an angry mob of bees. It's lava from an erupting volcano. And while your first instinct might be to run away fast, you might want to know what's happening as the lava flows so you can better plan your escape. Will it burn up all the oxygen around it? How long will it stay hot? And most importantly, how far will it travel before it's too cool to hurt you? Science can help answer those questions. First, let's talk about what lava actually is. It's molten rock, but not just any kind. The insides of the Earth are super hot, like 5,000 degrees Celsius hot. That's 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit for our American friends. At those temperatures, lots of different kinds of rocks can melt into a hot, goopy liquid. But the stuff that makes up the Earth's crust is mostly silicate minerals. So when the insides of the Earth melt their way up through a volcano, they carry lots of silicon with them. So lava is basically just molten rock with a high concentration of silicon. As the molten material makes its way to the surface, it can pick up dissolved gases from the surrounding rock. And once it reaches the surface, those gases come out of the lava in the form of bubbles. Lots of people think that volcanoes erupt because of the pressure from these gases, and that's partly true. Like when a bottle of champagne corks, the pressure from the gas inside the bottle builds up until it can't be contained and then boom, the cork flies off. But it's more complicated than that. When a volcano erupts, it's really the rock that's doing most of the exploding. The reason for that is because deep under the Earth, the rock has been under so much pressure for so long that it behaves like a solid even though it's made of liquidy magma. Once that pressure is relieved by an eruption, the magma can expand explosively, just like when you pop a balloon. And this is why some volcanic eruptions are gentle affairs and others are explosive enough to blow the tops off mountains. But assuming you survive the initial eruption, what happens next? One thing you might be wondering is how long will the lava stay hot? Lava can have a wide range of temperatures depending on its silica content. Low silica lava is hotter because it has more iron and magnesium, which makes it more dense and causes it to sink down into the Earth's mantle. There is a race against time for low silica lava to make it to the surface before it cools off too much to be lava anymore. They're fast, but eventually they do cool and solidify into igneous rock. High silica lava is less dense, so it doesn't sink as quickly. It can travel farther before it cools, which is part of the reason that high silica eruptions tend to be more explosive. They have more time to build up pressure before they reach the surface. Speaking of reaching the surface, how fast does lava travel? The speed of lava flows depends on several factors, including its temperature, viscosity or thickness, and the slope of the terrain. Generally, the hotter and thinner the lava, the faster it flows. On average, lava travels at a rate of about 1 to 4 meters per day or 3 to 13 feet per day. So if you hear that a lava flow is headed your way, you've got some time to pack your bags and get out of there unless it is moving faster than average. In 1986, a lava flow from Mount St. Helens in Washington moved at 32 kilometers per hour, about 20 miles per hour, racing down the mountain at such speed that it reached a nearby river in just 10 minutes and traveled 2 miles in 1 hour. And finally, we come to, will it burn up all the oxygen around it? This is unlikely for 2 reasons. First, burning stuff uses up oxygen. Burning wood, for example, uses up 13% of its weight in oxygen. So if a lava flow were to engulf a forest, it would use up all the oxygen in that immediate area and then, well, nothing would burn. Lava also doesn't burn things in the same way that, say, a wildfire does. A wildfire burns things by rapidly oxidizing them or combining them with oxygen. Lava, on the other hand, burns things by literally melting them. So while it might not kill you, it definitely won't be comfortable. In addition to all the obvious dangers of lava, it also creates toxic gases like sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide, which can travel far beyond the areas that are actually on fire. Those gases are deadly to humans, but they tend to drift away from the source of the eruption over time. If you had to escape through a lava field, it would be a lot easier to run than walk. Running allows you to move faster, so you'll spend less time in the dangerous area. And since heat rises, you'd also be running uphill where the air is cooler. Just watch out for the toxic gases pooling in the low spots. You don't want to breathe those. So thanks to science, you now know exactly what to do when lava comes your way. You're welcome. Now go learn something cool about volcanoes.